TGIF. TGIF. Good morning, good morning, good morning, friends. Hope you guys are doing uh, wonderful on this Friday morning. I don't know if it's going to be a beautiful Friday morning because I don't know. It's not daylight yet. Good morning, Unitonica. Good morning. Hey, Red's mom. I'm on my way to my mom's. And good morning, Lanky Tor. I know I maybe slept maybe an hour last night altogether. I had restless leg or restless ankle, it seems. My darn ankles was just like, oh, drives me crazy. I hate that. Good morning, Gina. Um, I hate that whenever my damn legs and my ankles do that. Oh, and then I feel like I need to stretch them, you know what I mean? And then I catch a cramp. And I don't know if you guys have ever had a cramp in the top of your foot, like on the very top of your foot where it goes down from your leg. I don't know what that's called, but shit, it hurts. My mom's not, she's she's okay, like you told her, but she told me when I was here last week, she I had went up to the cabin, and when I come back, I called my husband, so I just sat on the side by side, and I was on the phone with him, and she come outside and sit on the porch, and when I got off the phone, she said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to stay by my sister works 22 hours a week. She lives there with her, one of my sisters does, but she works 22 hours a week, and so mom's at home by herself, usually, unless I'm there during those times. But anyway, she said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to stay by myself anymore. And I said, why not, Mom? And she said, well, she said, what? Before I left, went up to the cabin. I was only up there for a minute. I turned the TV on for her, and she said, the damn TV, I can't even turn it down. I can't see to turn it down because she's gone blind. And so I said, well, Mama, we could probably figure something out, as far as getting buttons or something. We can figure that out. I said, is that the only thing? She says, no, I'm scared. And when she said that, it broke my heart. I said, what are you scared about, Mama? Well, she has COPD and emphysema, and she smokes, and she's 88 years old. I'm sure not going to bitch at her about it. But she really depends on her inhalers, and she should be dependent on her oxygen, but she don't want to get hooked on that. The truth is she can't chain smoke and be on that damn oxygen. But anyway, I'm not gonna fuss at her. So anyway, I told her, I said, but she said when she lays down sometimes she feels like she's suffocating. So it just like broke my heart. So I just hate that. You know what I mean? The last thing I would ever want is for my mama to feel scared, and to be like that. That, oh gosh, it just like breaks my heart. So I said, well, Mama, don't worry. I said, we'll figure something out. I said, Lord knows you got enough kids that we should be able to figure something out. That's what I told her. So anywho, I got one of my other sisters to come on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, when my sister wasn't going to be, she was going to be at work. And then she goes to work at 6 this morning. So Mom usually doesn't get up till 9 or 10. So I'll be there in plenty enough time. And I'll be there. She works Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So I'm going to be there today and tomorrow. And I'm going to try to get her to come home with me. But good morning, Ems. How are you, dog? Now I saw somebody, banana. I love me some bananas and potassium. I saw somebody said vinegar, like the mother's apple cider vinegar or just regular vinegar. Because the only thing I do with that is wash some of my dishes in Massengale. I'm kidding. So anyway, I'm going up there to see her and change the sheets on the bed, whatever I need to do. I'm just grateful that I still got her to go see. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it's like whenever, it's just I hate getting a cramp, and seems like every time I get restless leg, I don't know if pickle juice. Okay, now that I can handle. I love me some pickle juice. Hey, Twisted Pixie, how are you, dog? I'm really enjoying your videos. I love me some pickle juice. Woo, I love me some pickle juice and olive juice. I can get down with that. Whenever I drink, not very often. I'm not even really a social drinker, but anyway, whenever I do have a drink, I have a shot. It's called pickle pussy. It's a tequila, a shot of tequila, which I usually do a half a shot because I'm a wuss, and then a shot of pickle juice. And I take an extra step, and I put that pickle salt, pickle, that green pickle salt that they sell at convenience stores on the register. I I love that, but I don't take shots very often. I'll tell you the last time I took a shot. Let me just tell you guys. Okay, want to talk about opening your foot and opening your mouth and putting your foot in it. Okay, so I have one of my nieces. I love all my nieces, but one of them had her little girl Emma has my heart. So Emma's my great niece. But anyway, I always try to help her out whenever she, they've got 4 kids, and so I always try to help out however I can. So I always try to help out with school, help with clothes and whatever, at least for one kid, you know what I mean? So I was buying school supplies, and I'd already bought some and left them there with them when I was there the time before. But I was, they were coming down. It was tax-free weekend, and they were going to come down and, take advantage of saving that $8 on the 100. And so anyway, I said, well, let me run out and get the rest of the school supply stuff, and then I will have it here if they can take it back with them, because they were starting school as soon as I got back home. So you guys, I don't know, why I do know why I do some of the things I do. But anyway, Emma, my little great niece that's 10, I tried calling her because I couldn't remember if I had bought markers with her list. So I tried calling her while I was in the dollar store. I was in Dollar General. Well, I guess my other niece, little mama, Gigolo, that's always on here with me, she had tried calling. Anyway, she called. It went through on my tablet instead of my phone, and I had my tablet in my purse, so I answered my tablet. And you guys, she says, hey, what are you doing? And I listen. Okay. Well, my niece that has the 4 kids, they were going through the foster care program in the county that we live in to try to foster a child. And majority of the family didn't think it was a good idea. Not that they're not great parents, because they are. They're wonderful parents. They're great parents. And they didn't ask me to help with school supplies. She didn't ask. She don't have to. You know what I mean? I know that the need is there, and so it's just what I do. Okay. So my other niece, look, Gigolo, she said, hey, what are you doing? And I said, girl, I'm in the Dollar General buying some school supplies for, I said the niece's name. And why I did that, I said, girl, I said, now listen, I said, girl, I said, helping them buy school supplies, but they trying to get another kid to foster. And I said, ain't that a lot of sense? So anywho, that was about all I said, but that was enough. And I don't know, just talking smack, flapping my jaws. Well, so they were due to come the next day. Well, that evening I was cooking dinner, and the one that was coming down called, and I answered the phone. I said, hey, babe, what you doing? She said, first thing she said, have I asked you to help buy school supplies? And I said, no, you haven't. I haven't said that you did, and I haven't. So when I called Emma's phone, her daughter, apparently the damn thing, the voicemail keeps on. And when I answered my tablet and I'm flapping my jaws about it, it recorded on her daughter's cell phone, on her voicemail. You guys, I said, what are you talking about? Because I was like, what the hell? So I said, look, I'm cooking dinner. Let me call you back. She said, I'll send it to you. So she was kind of pissy. So she sent it to me, and Mark was like, oh my God, babe, what the hell? I said, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I was like shitting my pants, And because look, I show up. Okay, whenever they need me, I show up. There's, no questions asked. I'm there. I'm very dependable. Well, I had to own it. You know what I mean? You got to stand in your own shit whenever you screw up and you do stuff. You got to own it. And so I took a couple of shots. I took a couple of shots. I said, let me call you back after I finish dinner. And so Mark said, well, play it and see what you said. I said, I don't have to say what I said. I don't even want to know what I said. I knew about what I had said. And I said, I don't want to freaking hear it. And he said, well, I want to hear it. He was in the hot tub. And I said, well, here, you listen to it. I gave him my phone. I'll go back in. And he got out of the hot tub and he came in there. And he said, well, you really couldn't hear much. And so I said, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I said, look, I'm just going to have to apologize to her. I said, I shouldn't have done it. And I shouldn't have. I was flapping my jaws, running my mouth. And, look, hey, Love Shack Sarah, we, in our family, I don't know how it is in your guys' family. Hey, Earth, what up, my love? I don't know what happens in y'all's family, but we talk about each other. You know what I mean? Like whatever's going on, if we're worried about somebody in our family or whatever, we talk amongst ourselves. And so anyway, about the fostering, they had already had like their 4th home visit. And I think there's 6 home visits that they have to make. And they decided not to go through with it, which I was grateful. This is my whole deal. Her daughters, she's got a daughter that's turning 12 like tomorrow, and then one that's 10, and then a little boy, and then one that's a senior. And they put in for an infant to 12 years old. And this is my deal. I just didn't want them to get a child that was troubled or something that, and, most of the kids, if they're, up to in the foster, they probably have some, some trauma. And I didn't want anything happening to my niece, to the girls, to the kids. It's just I don't know. I felt like it wasn't, I get where they were coming from their heart wanting to do it, but financially and logically, it was not, I mean, it is what it is. So anyway, I shouldn't have said, so I called her up. But anyway, I took a couple of pickled pussies, a couple of shots of tequila and pickled juice. And may have smoked a little bit. But anyway, I called her up and I said, hey, so I told her what I just told you guys. I said, I don't know why I did it, Brittany, why I said what I did, but I was just running my mouth and I shouldn't have done it. And I'm sorry. I know it hurt you and I'm very sorry that I said it. I'm really sorry that I said it. And I said, but I said, but I never said that you said that, that I never said that you asked me to help you buy school supplies. Never said anything like that because you didn't. And she says, I know, but I'm hurt. And so her husband's name is, she said, he doesn't even want to come. And I said, well, you guys, please come. I said, please come. I said, don't, not come tomorrow. I understand you're hurt and I'm sorry. And all I can do is tell you that I'm sorry, and I'm sincerely sorry. And I was wrong, and I was. I shouldn't have been playing with my jaws. But so when she got, but anyway, so she's selling these diet pills. They're not really diet pills. They're like herbal pills. Anyway, she said they're supposed to help you lose weight. So I ordered a trial pack. I can't even pronounce the name of them. And I ordered the trial pack. And so I said, so they had came in and I took, you're supposed to take 2 in the morning and 2 at night. They're different ones at night. Anywho, I didn't care for it. So whatever they got down there. So she texted me later on that night. She said, we're going to go ahead and come, but I want you to know I'm very hurt. And I said, and I want you to know that I'm very sorry. And I'm glad that you guys are coming. So they come the next day. And the day after that, we went crabbing that night. We took the kids crabbing. And the next day, her husband took some of the kids fishing, and she and I and Emma, we went shopping for school clothes. And while we were shopping, we talked about it, and I told her, I said, I'm not making an excuse for what I did. I'm absolutely not. She said, well, I just didn't know you felt like that about us trying to be foster parents. And I said, well, you never asked me my opinion, but I definitely felt I felt a way about it. I didn't think it was a good idea. I understand, and I love you and him for y'all's heart and where you were coming from spiritually and all that, wanting to help. And I know that, every state in the United States needs help with fostering And I get that. I understand why you want to do it, but I just didn't think that it was wise financially and in other ways, you know. And you never asked, so I didn't tell you. So, but I did have my reservations about it. I said, but babe, it's not my, it's sincerely none of my business. I mean, I can't tell you what to do in your life. You know what I mean? So, and I can't, but I told her, I said, I'm not making an excuse, but I want you to know that what I did and what I said wasn't any different than what you've done or anybody else in the family's done. When we are worried or concerned or, you know, we flap our jaws about each other to each other. That's just the way we do it. I just happened to be the dummy and left it on your daughter's voicemail. And I said, and it's almost, I'm going to blame it on those damn dot bills. And she said, whatever. And I said, seriously, I'm going to blame it on that. I said, have me flapping my jaws uncontrollably. But really. So anyway, you know, and I definitely wasn't making an excuse. I'm just trying to make her understand that, you know, I know she's done it, you know, whenever you're worried about somebody, you know, and it's not that I was, you know, I was just being a little facetious, you guys, and I shouldn't have done that. I was wrong. So, anyway, I stood in my shit, but I'm not going to lie. I had to take me a couple of shots before I did it because I hate doing stuff like that. Oh, I hate, and, you know, Mark said, let that be you know, let that be a lesson. I said, don't worry. But yes, they're fine. They're fine. We went and, you know, we had a great time while they were here. And since then, when I come back up here last week, we spent a lot of time together. So we're all good, but it was just that moment when I had to like stand in my, you know, shit and let it permeate. But anyway, I was going to tell you guys, I saw this, on Newsweek. Check this out. I don't know where it was at. Oh, thank you again, Tonica. Yeah, I did. I absolutely did. I felt awful about it, you know. But anyway, there's this. Oh, it's so sad. They're a Spanish little girl and a dad. She's 11. She was at home alone. He had went to work, and she called them and told them that somebody was beating on their door, trying to get in, whatever. And he told her not to go to the door, you know, whatever she did, not to answer it. And she says, okay. Well, I think they were texting. She said, okay, I'm in my bed. You know, I'm in my room in my bed. And so he couldn't get in touch with her several hours later. And anyway, he got somebody to go over and check. They couldn't find her. She wasn't at home. They didn't think. When he got home, he found her little body in a clothes basket under his bed. She had been raped and strangled. Broke my heart. Hey, Anton. Broke my heart. It was so sad, you guys, that she was beautiful, beautiful little girl. Just like, I don't know the circumstances of what, like, if they know who done it or what, but I think it was somebody that lived, they said it was somebody that lived in the apartment complex that they lived in, I think. But don't you know, and the dad was just like, he was sitting there, I'm gonna see if I can pull up one time. He was sitting there holding a picture of her up. It was so freaking sad. I think I posted it on my Facebook. Let's see, Gina, you probably saw it. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna show you guys picture whenever it pulls up, but it's just like we live this world. I don't know why people are the way they are. I honest to God, don't know why people do the shit that they do, man. I couldn't hurt somebody like that. Oh Lord, I wouldn't dare do nobody like that. And it just breaks my heart to think about that little girl, you know, how scared she had to have been. Dad finds daughter 11 dead under the bed after she warned him about a stranger at the door. A Texas dad came home to find his 11-year-old daughter had been raped and left dead under his bed some 5 hours after she alerted him that a stranger was at the door, according to the cops and the grieving dad. Carmelo Gonzalez, 32, told Fox that he recently arrived at work when he got a text from his daughter, Maria, at 10 a.m. Saturday, saying someone was knocking at their door in Pasadena. I told her, don't open the door because I'm arriving at work. And she said, I'm in my bed, Dad. I'm being a good, quiet little girl. She had recently turned 11. The dad later asked relatives who live in the same building to go check on her because he hadn't heard from her. Pasadena police chief said. Uh, an aunt and uncle found the door open, but they were unable to locate her after a check. The police chief said, "Look at her, you guys. Look at that little face. So sad." Um, well, when Gonzalez got home around 5 hours after his daughter's alarming warning, he found her lifeless body inside a laundry basket under his bed. They left her under my bed in a plastic bag. They left my baby, my poor daughter, he told that local outlet. The 11-year-old had been sexually assaulted before being strangled, police chief said, adding that the young girl also suffered blunt force trauma to the head. Pasadena medical examiner confirmed that Maria had been raped and strangled. Investigators don't have any suspect for the violent crime. At this point, the father's alibi checks out, so he is, at this point, not a suspect. Freaking man, there's some sick SOBs in this world. You know, I mean, I don't get it, but whatever you, if you're religious or whatever, Lord, please be right with the good Lord, or whatever you know, look to spiritually, because this is a sad, sad world. And then this, did y'all see? I don't know where it was at. The lady that was chained, she had a baby with this guy. They had been separated for quite a while, it sounded like, and she ran into him at a convenience store, I think, and they started talking, and he asked her to come back to his house and help him clean it up. Oh yeah, yes ma'am, Brett's mom. Look, when that ride comes around, the Rapture ride, this old girl is catching it. You know what I mean? I want to make sure I'm the first class on the Rapture ride. But anyway, he had brought her back to his house to help him clean, and she didn't think he was like that, she said. And as soon as they got inside, he locked the door, and she said she knew deep inside, that she probably was never going to leave there just by the way he locked the door. But he chained her by the neck upstairs, and then made her take all of her clothes off. Anyway, he'd left to go to Lowe's to get some more supplies, and thank God she had the wherewithal to get in the window. She was upstairs, and she got this lady's attention, and she was able to bust out the window. The lady was able to see that she had a chain around her neck, and so they called the police, and the police couldn't get the chain off, and they had to call the fire department, and it showed them cutting the chain off. Just like, people are freaking crazy, man. You need to be aware of your surroundings at all times, you know, and I am the world's worst for not being that, you know, not being aware. And but I also was listening to this lady on TikTok. She was saying that a new scam or whatever they're doing, she's a hairdresser, and one of her daughters had, she plays baseball or softball or whatever, and they had a tournament in Vegas, and so they had traveled to Vegas, and they were staying in a hotel. That morning, she said she had two other daughters, and one was in college, and the other one was, I think both of them were in college, but one of them was traveling to visit a friend that particular morning. And she had gotten up and talked to that daughter that was doing the traveling, had talked to her for about 30 minutes and told her she needed to let her go so they could get ready to go to the ball game. And, you know, they flew to Vegas from wherever they live. So they were catching an Uber or whatever to go to the game. Anyway, she said about 20 minutes after she got off the phone with her phone rang. And she didn't recognize the number, and she didn't answer. She said, it's common for me to get calls from numbers I don't recognize with the business I do, so I just sent it to voicemail. And she said they called right back, the same number called right back. And she said, I got to thinking, okay, well, maybe there's like something wrong. So she said she answered it, and when she answered it, she said the daughter that she had just got off the phone with was on the phone, and she was crying, and she was like very hysterical. Help me, mama, help me. And she's like, what's going on? What's going on? And she said about that time, a man's voice come on the phone. and told her that he was helping her daughter, that her daughter had an accident and she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And the phone call turned very traumatizing, she said. Then he told her that if she wanted her daughter back alive, and she said, I knew it was my daughter's voice. I knew it was her. I knew it was her. There was no doubt that it wasn't my daughter I heard. And he told her that, you know, if she wanted her, you know, wanted her alive, she needed 5,000. Anyway, made her keep her phone on speakerphone. She told him, she says, look, I'm out of town. I'm not at home. I'm out of state. I'm in a hotel. And he told her she needed to get to, you know, $5,000. She needed to get to a bank or whatever to wire him the money. And so she said that she had told her other daughter to be quiet. She didn't want him to know that, you know, there was anybody, because he wanted to know, is anybody else listening? Well, the other daughter called her dad, the dad, on her phone and let him hear that. So anyway, the mother said that he told her, you know, go get in the elevator right now. I mean, he was like wanting her to tell him every step that she was making, you know, to go. And when she was in the elevator, she said, what if the call drops when I get in the elevator? And anyway, she gets downstairs and she said that she said she was getting ready to go out the door of the hotel, and she thought, what's it going to be after 5,000? What am I doing? So she said she turned around and went back to the desk of the hotel, and she got a notebook out and she wrote what was going on and told them to be quiet. And they immediately ushered her upstairs to a room and called security in and the police. Anyway, the police, while she had him on the phone, the police had her other daughter, and they FaceTimed the daughter because, you know, it was calling from a number that she didn't recognize. And he called the daughter that he supposedly had and FaceTimed, and they knew that she was okay. She had no idea what was going on. She was at her friend's house. She had no idea what they were talking about. She says, I just talked to my mom, you know, an hour ago. And so they took the call from her. Anyway, she was traumatized. So, but what had happened, the daughter that she heard on the phone, the day before that, these people had called the daughter's phone and was trying to run a scam and told them that the mother told them to call. Anyway, I guess they got her voice. Somehow they got her, you know, when she talked to them, they recorded her voice. And so they manipulated it to sound like she was in distress, getting that some crap, and called the mom. And he was like trying to blackmail her for like 5,000. I mean, I'm telling you what, the things people will go to and do, man, is like crazy. Okay, I got you, Kenny. But, you know, it's just like crazy, crazy, crazy. So you got to be careful. I got a text message. I told this one. I got a text message from about a month ago, a little from saying this was Amazon, and we've held like I thought it was 1,200 when I first saw it, but it was like 12,000 when I looked again. But we've held like $12,400 out of your account for this product. If this wasn't you, please call this number. Well, I just really felt like it was a scam right off the bat. So I called the number, and I was on my way home from picking our prescriptions up, and I called the number, and it was a guy that was very hard for me to understand. So he asked me if I knew anybody from Baltimore, Maryland, friends or family. Had I traveled to Baltimore, Maryland, or do I have friends or family that live there? And I said, nope, never been there and have no friends or family there. Well, this item was purchased from there, and I'm so glad that it was different than what they normally. So he asked me, what kind of phone did you have, an iPhone or Android? Well, I have an Android, but I told him an iPhone. And about this time, I had then got home and I was walking in. Mark was sitting at the table, and I told him to be quiet. Had a guy on speakerphone, and I said, I've got an iPhone, which I really don't. But he wanted me to go through the Play Store on my phone, and I told him I had the Play Store opened up, and then he wanted me to type in. So what he was trying to get me to do was to give him access to my phone. You know what I mean? He was trying to get me to type in. I can't remember what he told me, but it was basically giving him putting an app on my phone to where he would have access to my phone. He could remote in. And so I said at that point, I said, how about I type in, you a damn scammer? And when I said that, he said, suck my dick, bitch. And he hung up on me. And Mark looked at me and he's like, what the hell? And I started laughing. I said, I thought it was a scam immediately. You know what I mean? Because Amazon usually don't take stuff like that. So they'll try anything. But okay, you guys, I'm getting into a part of town that is probably going to be like cutting out and I'll be buffered and stuff. But I just want to jump on and say good morning, TGIF, and wish you guys a beautiful, beautiful day. And whenever I get to my mom's, if she's feeling up to it, I'll do a little video. All right. Love you guys. Peace out.